when is it better to use the nasal spray before or after singing, or it depends on the singer? And you were talking, I believe, about the benefits of using a saline spray and that it's really practical and you can't overdose with it.
Before. I would use it before. I mean, you can use it after singing if you feel like there's stuff in there, but the whole idea is to thin out any secretions in your nasal cavity to help get them out. So after you spray, you're going to end up wanting to blow your nose. When you blow your nose, it's going to get some of that mucus out, the thicker mucus out. They say it has the stuff that remains behind has a thinning effect, so it's a positive benefit. So beforehand, and then if after you're done singing, you feel like, oh, I still feel a little gunky in there, go ahead and spray it. Now, I do say you can't really overdose on it. I'm sure you can't overdose on water, except for the people who have overdosed on water, who have been like, I'm going to drink 10 gallons today. And yes, you will literally die if you try to drink 10 gallons of water in a day. So, again, just to clarify on that for liability's sake, if you feel like you have to squirt saline nasal spray on your nose every 5 minutes, please go see an ear, nose, and throat doctor. I'd say probably more realistic is every hour you squirt a little bit in there, like one squirt on each nose when you're real congested to make sure, like on the onset of a cold or the onset of an allergy attack, you're going to do it more frequently. But then when your nose feels clear, you're probably done. And if you're going a day or two and you just can't breathe out of your nose, you probably are getting a sinus infection. And, you have to look at what your doctor likes to do about those. Some doctors today like to ride them out because we were getting antibiotic resistance. Other doctors will give you a steroid or an antibiotic to help. But, beyond 2 to 3 days, I'd be asking the doctor what's going on.
Yeah, that's some good advice. And there are also nasal rinses that work in the same way. They're not as convenient because you really flushing everything out. But a lot of people, I use those as well, and I find relief. But I'm usually using those if I'm feeling really dry or too stuffed up, just to help alleviate that. And that alleviation just makes me feel generally much better and helps. But so using a nasal rinse isn't really going to affect your vocal folds, right, Matt?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not going to. I mean, it's going to impact the mucus in your nose that could drop down and hit your vocal folds, but it's not hitting your vocal folds. You're preventing postnasal drip is essentially what you're doing.
Yeah, or thinning out whatever's dripping down.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, you're not going to necessarily prevent it.